Hello everyone, welcome to Tasty in Situ. Today we're making fufu, 4 different kinds of fufu: gari, pounded yam, plantain fufu, cocoyam fufu. We start with gari eba. Usually I use this brand, not sponsored, but we need 1 cup gari and 2 cups of water. The gari is a little grainy, comes from a plant called cassava, fermented and made into this all-round staple that we use all the time. And so I'm going to be using these 3 things: water, this pot, this fufu stick, and the gari itself. First, the water goes into the pot and it goes in for a boil. As soon as the water comes to a boil, you turn off the heat and then you begin to gently spread in the gari into the water. You want to make sure that there are no pockets of water under it, and what you're trying to do is to completely immerse the gari inside of the water so that everything gets soaked in and then the gari absorbs all the water. You could cover for 30 seconds or less and then you begin to mush it. What you are actually doing is like kneading the dough, but this time you're using a fufu stick to push the dough around and make it into gari. I'm using this Ziploc bag and I'm going to be bagging them just to make it a little bit more presentable and nice. You try to push the gari right towards the tip of the Ziploc bag. You twist it all around, twist it real tight, and then you can release that twist with the scissors or just untie it, and then it looks very nicely done. Just doing it a second time, making sure to push everything down and then twist, and there we go. It's ready to be served. So when I twist like this is what I do: untie the twist, I cut off the Ziploc bag, and then I gently release the gari from the bag. This is just for presentation purposes. You don't have to do this at all. You could just serve your gari straight if you like. Let me know in the comment section how you make your fufu. Next, we have pounded yam. It's a popular flour. This is the brand I use most times. The pounded yam is very popular. We're going to be using a little shy of a cup of pounded yam. It's a smooth flour, and we're going to use 2 cups of water and the fufu stick like the other time. Right now, you put the pounded yam into cold water. You have to make sure that all the flour gets mushed out. Just pour a little into the cold water and then you stir. And then you bring this to a boil, and then you can now gently start adding the flour a little at a time. And as you do that, you are stirring. This time around, you don't pour the flour and just leave it alone. You pour the flour and you're doing this circular motion. You just keep going round and round and round, and then you begin the kneading motion like you're kneading a dough of flour. So you push against the edge of the pot, and then you fold, and then you push again against the edge of the pot, and you continue to fold. You could add some water if you feel that your pounded yam is not properly cooked, and then leave it for a little bit, about a minute, and then you continue this kneading, folding, and pushing motion. After some time, same thing, you just put it in that Ziploc bag and bag it just the way I showed you. You have to be careful with this because I'm doing this right out of the fire and it's hot. So sometimes you have to let the dough cool off just a little bit before you begin to handle it, so you don't get your hands scald. So we have 2 nicely molded pounded yam, and let's see what it looks like when you cut it out of the bag. If you have just joined us for the first time, don't forget to hit the notification bell. Don't forget to subscribe. We love likes, we love shares. Feel free to add a comment. Next, we have the plantain flour, and it's the plantain fufu made out of the flour. The plantain is cut, dried, and ground into flour, and this flour is used to make the fufu. There is a lot of buzz about this one for health reasons, especially in our diabetic community, as a healthier option. We're going to be using right about what we used before. 2 cups water, we need the fufu stick and the flour. I'm using a cup of it. The flour is a little smoother than the gari, about the same consistency with the pounded yam. Water goes on the fire. I start with just a little powder into the cold water, not the hot water. So before it starts to boil at all, I mix in this cold water and I try to take out every single lump out of the mix. And then as soon as it comes to a boil, we're doing the same thing. Here I'm turning down the heat, and then you gently begin to pour that flour in and the circular motion. So of all these fufus that we've made, the only one we don't have this circular motion is the gari. Every other one has this motion. You have to stir. For this one, if you want it a little thicker, you could add more flour. For all of them that have the flour, if you want it a little thicker than this consistency, you simply add more flour, and then your fufu becomes a little harder. So it all depends on what you enjoy eating. It doesn't have to be this soft. There's a popular fufu that is not here. It's called semo, but it's just about the same thing. Just go through the motions exactly like we've done with these other ones. And right here we have the plantain fufu. And let's see what it looks like. There. Lastly, we have the cocoyam flour that makes the cocoyam fufu. It is made out of cocoyam that has been cut and dried and then turned into flour. I'm going to be using right about the same measurement too. A cup of flour, consistency smooth. We have the same thing, 2 cups of water, and then you pour in that little bit at the beginning. Mush out all the lumps, and then you bring to a boil. So basically we're repeating the same thing for 4 different fufu. Gari slightly different though, but this is exactly how to make fufu. Fufu is a staple. It is used to serve all kinds of soups. It is a mashed potato, so to say, but it is popularly known as swallow. A lot of people just say, do you want to swallow? And then the question is, what kind of swallow? And then we have all this variety. There are much more fufus than this. We have others like amala, tuwo, starch, semo, akpu, oats, cabbage fufu. The list is endless. And so we're done with this. This is the cocoyam fufu. We're going to cut, get it out of the bag. And there we have it. The 4 different fufus: gari, pounded yam, plantain, and cocoyam fufu. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Here we have all 4 of them still tied in the bag. You could store them like this when you want to serve, and then whomever wants any of these could unravel or untie the bag and enjoy. By the way, share with me in the comment section which is your favorite fufu. I'd love to know. And here is a huge shout out to all my subscribers and viewers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.